Hey everyone, the Hooman here. We're back from our hiatus. I know that the dogs mentioned what happened last month. Unfortunately, my father passed away, so we just want to take our first video back from the hiatus and talk about some games that during my childhood meant a lot to me because my dad played them a lot with me. And we just want to talk about the two game series and being Mario Kart and Star Fox. So we just wanted to go through and kind of show off our collection a little bit of those two series. Unfortunately, I don't have everything out of boxes, but I am going to show what I was able to pull out pretty easily. And first, we're going to start with the game that was my first ever video game, to be 100% honest, and that is Mario Kart 64. This game was my childhood. Me and my dad would play this nonstop. I would have growing pains because I'd be kicking my legs so much because my feet couldn't reach the floor. And my dad and I would just play this nonstop. Um, Even after the GameCube was released, we just loved this game so much. So this was me and my dad's favorite game of all time. And honestly, anybody who's ever played Mario Kart 64, they'll probably tell you it's the best one out of the series as well. And it's hard to argue that one. I think all of them are great, but it's definitely a fantastic game. The next on the list is Super Mario Kart. This is the first Mario Kart that was ever released, but was not my first. The 64 was my first ever console, and this was my second ever console, ironically. And this was my first ever game on that second console. Super Mario Kart is another fantastic game, but honestly, out of the series, in my personal opinion, it is the worst out of the series. I just always felt like, because growing up in Mario Kart 64, that Mario Kart was meant to be a 3D style game. And then moving forward, we have Mario Kart DS. My dad had his own DS along with mine just so we could play this handheld while we were out of town or just around the house. And yeah, this one is one of my few complete in-box games still. When I was a kid, I'd read the manuals before, as soon as I bought the game, from whether it be Walmart, Target, whatever the case was, and I'd lose the manual by the time I got home because I at least knew how to play. Nowadays, you don't get manuals anymore, but this was another fantastic game. This truly felt like the first ever handheld Mario Kart game because it kind of followed that 64 3D graphics. Next in the stack that I have here is one of the best Mario Karts, and that's Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS. This one is not complete in box, but this is just another phenomenal game. Just the whole series of Mario Kart. It's hard to go wrong with any of them. Next one is Mario Kart Super Circuit. Unfortunately, I lost the box for this, and when I was a teenager, I got a repo case, but a DS. It works, it holds the game. It is a original cartridge, so that's the good news there at least. Not an original case, but original cartridge. Another fantastic game, but honestly, it's kind of tied in the worst of the series, in my personal opinion, with Super Mario Kart. And again, I'm usually not a graphics snob, but because I grew up on 64, it just feels like Mario Kart has to be 3D. And then this is what is often is considered one of the best Mario Karts, and that's Double Dash. Double Dash introduced a second character. My dad was never good at this one because he couldn't quite understand the concept of having two characters, having to drift with that second character, and having to switch between the characters for your second item. This is one of the versions with the bonus disc. Remember, I put a lot of time in the bonus disc too. There were a lot of good bonus games on there for demos. And I believe this is one of the ones with like that Sam Hatcher game, or if I remember correctly, the guy with the chicken suit made by Sega. But this is another fantastic game. Definitely, if you have a GameCube and you don't have this, this is a must-have, must-play. Then we get into the motion control genre, and that is Mario Kart Wii. I loved this game throughout college for games that you could play with it that were made it harder to drive. And this game was fantastic. I loved this game, especially the Rainbow Road. I've always loved Rainbow Road. It's always supposed to be the hardest course. Mario Kart Wii had the hardest Rainbow Road there was. I don't know if that was because of the motion controls or what, but I loved Rainbow Road on this, and I would be able to drive it without falling off and would just leave my friends in the dust. Then we get to what is often considered the best Mario Kart of all time, and that is Mario Kart 8. A lot of my friends don't like this. My dad wasn't a fan of this one because the graphics were too real, and the fact that you were no longer necessarily driving on flat roads. But this is one of the best. The only thing bad about this particular version is the fact that it was the battle mode. The battle mode was awful. The fact that the battle mode was on the tracks and not a battle arena. And I don't know why they did that, but at least on the Switch version of this, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they fixed that. And thank God they did. They made the arena battle again, and it just makes for a phenomenal game, one of the best ever. And that is why this game has sold through the roof and has sold, what, almost 30 million copies now on the Switch. So just another fantastic game. And what I like that I did with these two when it comes to Mario Kart 8 is, as you know, we are collectors through and through, and unfortunately, the Mario Kart 8 Special Edition in America is near impossible to get, and it costs $800 to get your hands on. So what we did was we imported the UK version without the game. The UK version is basically the same thing. The only difference is the American version is a black and red box, while the UK has more of that Mario Kart theme. And all we did was import the box and the first place turtle shell. And that is a statue that we have sitting around the house in the game room, always on display, because who doesn't want a first place shell or first place bomb that makes friendships a little bit rocky at times? But yeah, like, we went out, imported this from on eBay for, I think it was like $50, so not ridiculous. Just to have a little bit more fun with it. And then now we get to the last Mario games, Mario Kart games, which my dad played with these a little bit. He thought the technology was awesome, but he found the actual gameplay of it very annoying. And that is Mario Kart Live. So these are awesome little gadgets. What we like to do with them is, because the camera can make for some funny videos with the dogs, and I will try to record some of this once I get my capture card. We would put a treat right here, and Piper, the smaller of our two dogs, would chase this around trying to grab the treat. Our bigger dog is afraid of these, so we don't like making her have to watch it, but Piper will chase this around. I'll drive underneath the couches to get some more space away from Piper, but she'll just chase it around until she can grab the treat off Mario. Luigi has not driven away from Piper yet, so maybe it'll be his turn next. But we'll make sure to get some videos of that fairly soon. I think that'd be a cute little video for everybody to see. But yeah, so that is our Mario Kart collection. Some of the things that we weren't able to pull out because some things are packed away is Mario Kart Live home circuit type stuff. We have a few of those barriers that you could get on the My Nintendo Rewards, and we have the driver's license from My Nintendo Rewards. So now we will go over to Star Fox. So for Star Fox, I am a huge Star Fox fan and one of my favorite Nintendo series. So obviously my first game, unfortunately, still as I said, 64 was my first console, was Star Fox 64. So me and my dad really played this game a lot because he was in the Air Force early on in his life, and I think he just really liked the aerial combat, and Star Fox 64 was, at least in my memory, was one of the first games with basically arena-style dogfighting, whether it be the multiplayer or when you would fight a boss and it become like the closed-off arena where you'd be battling, whether it be the giant robot monkey thing in the first level or the space fights that you have with Wolf on the ice planet and these satellite and things like that. This game we did buy from Blockbuster used, which is why there's the numbers, But this is another game that has ton and tons of hours, probably hundreds of hours back before basically video games kept count of how long you played. Then next we have Super Star Fox, or just Star Fox the original. This game was very ahead of its time on Super Nintendo. It had an FX chip in it, which actually helped the 3D graphics kind of render, and it was very high tech for the time. Fantastic game. These two games are actually the exact same. Um, then they started building out Star Fox 2. And Star Fox 2, it was never released. They canceled it because Nintendo was so far along with the Nintendo 64 that they scratched Star Fox 2's development and basically converted to Star Fox 64, and again, basically the same games. But they did fortunately release fairly recently a way to own Star Fox 2 physically, and that is through the Super Nintendo Classic. I literally went out and bought this day one just to be able to have Star Fox 2 physically. I remember playing Star Fox 2 basically all in Japanese on one of those gaming stream sites that was just a web browser, but it was still a lot of fun, even in Japanese. It really does miss the joystick feel that Star Fox 64 brought in instead of having the D-pad to control Fox's Arwing. Then next we will go with Star Fox Command. This game actually took a lot of ideas from Star Fox 2. It was almost like a in between of the live fighting dogfight type game and a strategic game, because you would have your ships, and on the touchpad you would tell them where to go, and then as soon as they collide with an enemy, you would try to complete the objective, whether that be take down a missile or take down enemy ships. And if it was a certain amount, a specific ship, so forth. And that was a lot of actually Star Fox 2's gameplay. But this had all different types of storyline. One of the storylines that you could end with was actually Fox and Falco retired from basically saving the universe over and over again. And they would go in Corneria. They just got tired of saving Corneria, and they went and joined F-Zero and became racers. And they converted the R-Wings into racers. Then we have Star Fox Adventures. This one was a gift from a really good friend when I was young. Fantastic game. All Star Fox games, in my opinion, are underrated. They never hit the sales mark they deserve because they're always, in my opinion, amazing. This one is almost like a Zelda Star Fox crossover. This was developed by Rare back when Rare was still with Nintendo. I do miss the Rare days being with Nintendo, but this game was fantastic. It introduced Crystal, and I highly recommend this game if you can get your hands on it. GameCube games are kind of skyrocketing in price, so I do understand if you haven't gotten to play it. But this game is worth a play no matter what people say about it. It is a love-hate relationship, but I love it. Next is, in my personal opinion, the best Star Fox game out of all of them, and that is Star Fox Assault. Star Fox Assault combined the gameplay of both 64 and Star Fox Adventure, where you would be boots on the ground for certain levels, or you would be the rail shooter that was the original Star Fox, or you could end up being the Land Rover, and you would be on the ground. You could control it on some levels, or some levels would be a rail tank, kind of like in 64 on the train level and things like that. But this is by far the best. The arena battles in this one were great because you'd start off on foot. You could really kind of test who was the best at flying against your friends, who was the best tank fighter as well, or just the best shooter with the boots on the ground. This is just another fantastic game. This is the best one out of the series. In my opinion, no doubts about it, no questions asked, the best by far. Next we have, in my opinion, an underrated Star Fox, which is Star Fox Zero. This one, nobody liked the controls on it. It took me a while to get used to them, but once you get used to them, it's actually a fantastic game. It came with two games, actually, Star Fox Guard and then Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Guard was where you played as Slippy and another Toad, and you basically just defended a base, and it was kind of like a tower defense game in a way, but you would have to hop from camera to camera if memory serves correct. This one is sealed. I have two copies of this. This one I did buy from Five and Below for $5 because it was not a success. But I do highly still recommend the game, especially if you find it at Five Below. definitely worth a $5 pickup. This is my sealed copy, but it is a fantastic game if you ask me. I know that not everybody will agree. And then next this is not officially a Star Fox game, but it is in my heart, and it's developed by Ubisoft. It's what Star Fox kind of should be in the modern day, which is Starlink Battle for Atlas. Ubisoft built out, like, partnered with Nintendo and built out a whole Star Fox storyline, which was actually really good, where you're chasing down Wolf, trying to arrest him again, and then after you're done doing that, Fox helps save the galaxy with the Starlink team. The game is very underrated. I put like 30 hours in this game. It's a ton of fun. The main reason I bought it day one, because I didn't know, for one, I didn't know it was going to go on sale as fast as it did, but I just had to have the R Wing. The R Wing is just, it's an iconic ship to me. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so maybe that's where my love for Star Fox comes as well. But this thing, I just wanted it on a model of it just to put on the shelf kind of thing. And then also the fact that inside, you have a little tiny Fox action figure as well. You can play through the whole game as Fox, and he's there in every cutscene. Like, Ubisoft did fantastic where it felt like a Star Fox game to me. I never once played with a different ship. I only played as the R-Wing, and I only played as Fox. I forgot about these Starlink characters. To me, this was just another Star Fox game and nothing more. And then we have the amiibo. We have the Star Fox amiibo, Fox McCloud. Then we have Falco. And then we have Wolf. And I am dying for the next time that a Star Fox game comes out. I'm hoping there's one soon. I have a friend that better let me know, and he knows he's getting a shout out now. If there's ever a game about to be announced, if I don't hear from him before it's officially announced, me and him are gonna have to have some words. But yeah, I'm gonna send it back over to the pups, and thank y'all for joining.